In the bodybuilding world, there are a lot of intensity techniques like drop sets, forced reps, myo reps, etc. But by far, the most effective technique out of all of them is a technique called long length partials. A normal set done dynamically through full range of motion can be divided into two parts. A short length partial when you are doing reps when the muscle is shortened, and long length partial when you are doing reps when the muscle is lengthened, hence the name long length partial.
I know a long
Easy way to think about long length partial is doing half reps from the position when the muscle is most stretched. Like let's say on the lat pull down, full range of motion of this exercise would be when you lower the bar all the way down to your chest and then you let it go all the way up to the position where your lats are most stretched. However, long length partial on this exercise would be when you lower the bar about halfway down from the stretched position. The reason why long length partials are so effective for muscle growth is because we are doing them from the stretched position. This is a well-known concept for years that is called a stretch-mediated hypertrophy. Basically, stretching the muscle under a good load will increase the tension delivered to that muscle, and since we know that tension is a primary driver of muscle growth, therefore lengthened position is more important than shortened position. And more, there is now 8 studies that compare long length partials to short length partials, and 8 of them found that long length partials were better for muscle growth. So as of now, we can confidently say that long length partial is better than short length partial for muscle growth. And there are some studies that are showing that long length partials are as effective as full range of motion exercises. However, people are making a big mistake of changing all their exercises into ones that they can do long length partials, and they are doing every rep and every set of that workout as a long length partial. While they can have their place in a well-rounded muscle building program, your entire program should not be only from long length partials. This review from Schoenfeld tells us that resistance training prescription does not have to be a binary choice and include only training with full or partial range of motion, and that combination of full reps and half reps is best for maximizing muscle growth. Scientific data as of now isn't clear about what's better, full range of motion or long length partials. Some studies like this done by Ronnie Pinta and colleagues found that full range of motion was better than partial range of motion for muscle growth, and some studies like this from Goda and colleagues showed that partial reps but done in the stretched position were better than full reps after 8 weeks of training for triceps growth. But we can confidently say that long length partials are clearly effective for muscle growth, and they work as well as full range of motion reps. But since video about long length partials and how to do them properly, there are 3 ways that you can do long length partials. First is in a set after you cannot do another rep with a full range of motion. This is my favorite way of using long length partials because when you reach failure, your muscles still have some juice left. They are not maximally fatigued, and by doing long length partials, you will be amazed to see that you could do 4 or 5 reps more and therefore further stimulate the muscle. The second way to do long length partials is to do them as every rep of your set. This is something that you need to save for your last set to get better pump and as much stimulation and a little bit more stimulation than with full range of motion set. I like to do it on my leg day on my last set of Smith machine squats when I am doing all reps of that last set as half reps from stretched position. And the third way to do a long length partial is to alternate in a single set and do one half rep and one full rep. This approach is nice too because that way you can spend more total time in the most anabolic part of the range of motion without completely emitting the contracted part. And they are fun too. Now, very common mistakes that people make when they are doing long length partials. And the first mistake is thinking of long length partials as cheat reps. And people are still doing their long length partials but with a bad form. They are not controlling the negative and they are using a lot of momentum to get the weight up. It is important to understand that you need to take your long length partials as seriously as your full range of motion reps. That means you are still controlling the negative and you are doing that reps with a strict form. And the second mistake is not doing a true long length partial. People like myself who are used to doing full range of motion reps sometimes can't do true long length partials and they just end up skipping a lockout. In the old studies about long length partials, people were doing half reps. So try to cut your range of motion a little bit. So that's that's it for the long leg partials. I hope that you found this video helpful. If so, please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.